Okay, we're back on Unit 6, homework, day 2. So the first video was how to find the least common denominators. Now this video is going to be how to write the fractions after I have found the least common denominators. So on number 1, we already have a least common denominator, so we're good. We're good on 2, we're good on 3, we're good on 4. We're good till we get to 5. So on 5, my least common denominator was 4xy squared. I look down here for what am I missing? What is missing from my least common denominator? Well, I'm missing the 4. I have the x, I have the y squared. That's what I'm going to multiply the top by. And I do the same thing here. What am I missing from this second fraction? I have a 4, an x, and a y. What is missing from here? I'm missing the y. So I need to multiply that by y. So this becomes 4, 5y plus 2 plus y, 2x minus 4 over the least common denominator of 4x y squared. And again, this video is just doing this step. We'll finish the last step in the last video. So number 6, I look here on this first fraction at what I have as a denominator. What am I missing? I am missing this x plus 4. So this needs to be multiplied by x plus 4. The second fraction, I look at what am I missing? I am missing the x plus 3 and the x minus 3. So when I multiply this out, 5x, x plus 4, plus 2, x plus 3, x minus 3, all over the common denominator of x plus 3, x minus 3, x plus 4. And again, that still needs to be simplified. We'll do that in the last video. Number 7, take a look at what you're missing from this first fraction, 2y plus 4, well, or 2 times y plus 2. Guess what? That's my common denominator. I'm not missing anything here. I don't need to multiply the top by anything because this is my least common denominator. The second one, though, I have a y plus 2. I'm missing the 2. So I need to multiply by 2. So this one is y minus 6 over 2y plus 2. And in this case, guess what? That is the final answer. So I'm going to box it. All right, number 8. Take a look at the denominator of the first fraction. What are you missing from the least common denominator? Well, I have the 3. I have the x plus 3. I don't have the x. So this one needs to be multiplied by x. Same thing over here. What am I missing? I have the x. I have the x plus 3. I'm missing the 3. So this one has to be multiplied by 3. So that's x squared minus 24 over the least common denominator of 3 times x plus 3. Number 9, look at your first fraction. Take a look at what you have on the bottom. Take a look at your least common denominator. What am I missing? Well, I have the x plus 3. I have the x minus 3. I'm missing the 2. So this gets multiplied by the 2. The second one here, what am I missing? I have the 2, I have the x minus 3, I'm missing the x plus 3. So now I multiply negative 6x plus 4x plus 12 over the least common denominator. And again, this one's not quite done yet. Number 10. Look at your first fraction at the denominator. What am I missing from the least common denominator? I have x minus 3, I have x plus 2. I'm missing one of the x plus 2's. Let's look at the second fraction's denominator. What am I missing? Well, I have x plus 2 and x plus 2, but I'm missing the x minus 3. So this is 5x times x plus 2 plus 4 times x minus 3 all over the least common denominator, which is x minus 3, x plus 2, x plus 2. All right, last one. Look at the first fraction. What am I missing? I have the x minus 2 and I have an x plus 1. I'm missing the x minus 1, so I'm going to multiply it by the top. What am I missing on the second one? While I have the x minus 2 and the x minus 1, I'm missing the x plus 1. So now I have 2x, x minus 1, minus 4x, x plus 1, all over the least common denominator of x minus 2, x plus 1, x minus 1. All right, so that is how to get it into one fraction. In the third and last video, we're going to simplify these and get the final answers.